Hey guys, so I'm working on my hip hinge and working on my over-under. One thing that's slightly different is I'm working on lifting my arms in front of me. Um, I'm not swinging around my shoulders. What I want to do is I want my arm in the club to feel like it's going to slot. So I don't. To do it consistently. Hogan said that he wants the arms to fall in the swing. So I'm not going to gas my arms. I'm going to let it build from my lower body up and let the arms fall into the slot and then get slung around my body. So that's what I'm doing today essentially. Hey guys, so I wanted to cue up Tommy Fleetwood to help illustrate a couple of things I was just talking about. And this was suggested by Steve, who's one of our loyal subscribers. He's got a lot of great points that he makes in the comments. But let's watch Tommy Fleetwood in looking at how he raises the arms in front of the body and how he does his over, under, and keeps his head behind the ball. We'll do this real quick, so let's take a look at this swing. So he moves farther behind the ball as he gets to the top. Now his head moves even further behind the ball as he goes over. So let's start right here. So we can see that ball basically lined up off his left shoulder. He may be hitting a cut here. I'm not sure if this is perfectly square, but it will suit us for our discussion. Loads into his right side. Now, if we really watch where his head is here, he does something that Freddie Couples and Bernhard Langer do. We'll see him move further back behind the ball. Yeah, he's moving away from the target with his head. So once again, right here, I'd like to illustrate he does his one-piece takeaway, which is what I try and do. Now here he's going to lift his arms in front of his chest. He's not wrapping his arms around his right shoulder. He's lifting his arms over his head. Now he's going to fall into his left side and drive, and he's going to keep that head behind the ball. Now I love how square his club face is. He's going over as the club goes underneath him. This steepens his shoulder angle, and this club face stays very square as it goes through impact. He's got lots of right arm to give. And so that's basically what I'm trying to work on today. So here I am, I'm out at the golf course. I want to just talk you through a little bit of what I'm doing here. I'm going to use that board as an alignment aid. So I'm lining it up. Now I'm warming up here, doing some arm circles with each side. So I'm just getting through with teaching some lessons here, and I'm going to do this driver session. Here I'm stretching my triceps up, then I'm stretching my other arm up behind me. You'll see it a little better when I switch sides. So tricep stretch, and I pull the other arm up behind me. Here I'm stretching out my back, trying to get a long line between my sacrum and the top of the back of my head. This, I'm telling you, the yoga stuff has really helped me out a lot. It's, I just can't say it enough, The additional flexibility has been really key. Here I'm doing some spine twists here just to get loosened up. All right, guys, so this is how I've got it set up. I've got this board as an alignment aid, and I have my little driver shaft set up just so I always measure it right off of my left heel, and this is how I'm doing this work today. Right, so here I am getting ready to get started with my driver practice. I've hit enough balls and I'm loose. So here I'm getting set, lifting my arms in front, then I'm hinging at the hips. And I want the arms to go underneath me. What I'm trying to do is create a swing. I think the temptation is close to what Ben Hogan had. Like, people said he looked like he was stamping out bottle caps. Now here I'm measuring my takeaway. You may recall that Byron Nelson and Mo Norman, a lot of golfers have said this takeaway, the first foot is huge. You take it to the inside, it does something completely different with your arc. You take it to the outside, it does something completely different. So I'm working on a square takeaway. So let me just mention, I'm trying to hit the ball from the inside out. When I talk about over under, I'm trying to keep my right elbow under my left elbow. I've talked a lot about right elbow under. It's what Mo said his magic move was. And what I believe is by keeping that right elbow under, you can hit the ball from the inside out. And if you hit the ball from the inside out, it's very difficult to snap hook it. I'm not totally in love with this hinge practice that I'm doing, by the way. I think that I think I was taking it a little too far. Although I crushed that one. Yeah, I just want to have a repeatable swing where that ball's not going to snap hook to the left on me. Right, so here I am down the line. You can see me working on lifting the club in front of my chest. So the first move for me is a one-piece takeaway, which is rotational. And it gets the club moving here. See, I've got it in front of my body. The club is in front of my body. The club is in front of my body. And then once I get to about waist high, then I lift the club. There I'm practicing my hinge, and I lift the club up. Now we'll watch this drive. Yeah, I just want that club face to be square for the longest time, and I don't want that ball going left. So that worked out pretty well for me. I'll see the view from the front. Wide stance, head behind the ball. Now here, I'm making a point of turning my chin. You can turn your shoulders more if your chin is turned to the rear. That's something that Jack Nicklaus, Sam Snead, and Ben Hogan did as they took the club away. I personally have a problem coordinating that and feeling comfortable with it, so I just preset my head to the right. Watch that again. I make it a point to turn my head. So I'm trying to stay over a little bit longer, and it kind of reminds me in a silly way of Justin Leonard. You know, he kind of stays down there kind of long, and his momentum pulls him way far forward, so he's way over his front leg. I don't know why that kind of looks like that to me, but at any rate. So here we go again. Let's see what we got here. Turning my head to the right. And the Justin Leonard follow through. But again, what I'm trying to do is find the most repeatable driver action I can find. Okay, so this is down the line. I'm basically aiming at that tree that's behind that pole in about the middle of the fence back there. That's my line. Or actually at that pole. So that's a cut. Actually, I was too far. I cut that more than I wanted. And I think you can see the culprit right here. I'm taking the driver head outside right there. And that's going to give me a little too much cut spin. I'm a little blocky. But you know, that's the edge. That's where I'm trying to find the edge, you know. I need to know where that is. So a little too much cut, kind of wipey. So I'll try and correct that a little bit. This is funny. People must think I'm like crazy out here on the golf course. Hinge. Hinge and let those arms fall while I turn. Now this is very technical, almost robotic. But as Bruce Lee said, we want to be a blend of instinct and pure technique. See, now that one had just a touch of draw spin on it. I'm trying to correct from that last swing. Yeah, I'm swinging more around here. And I think I'm not liking this. Even though I smashed that ball and it went a long way, this driver head is just, I'm firing that right arm, and you know, it's not a huge hook, but I don't want that. I shouldn't have that, really. So it's just interesting, you know. I mean, you got to get these feels, and you got to know, you know, where you're at, where the line is. It's another slight pull. A decent shot. Let's see here. Do I take it? Okay, a little bit to the outside. Lift the arms. You'll see how much longer my driver swing is when I lift my arms in front of my chest. You can see that driver head poking out from under my left latissimus dorsi. Now I'm slamming it. I'm trying to hit it aggressively. I don't want to be a baby hitting a little BB out there. That's not my goal right here. I want to make a nice solid move at the ball. And I'm trying to feel my hips and feel that hinge. That's a ball that I like right there. Cutting it right off of that tree that I'm aiming at. Maybe a little bit more curve than I want, but that's all right. Yep. So that's a look at one of my driver sessions. I'm going to keep working on this for the next few days. About the middle of the week, I'll start my new specificity training. It's really important for you to focus on one thing and get really good at it, and then go to another piece and add that to your puzzle. So I hope this lesson helps you guys out. If you'd like more information about my techniques and how I swing a golf club, you can always pick up the Hogan Code or my driving evolution at myswingevolution.com. And I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. Hey guys, so let's cut to the chase. Here's my old golf swing. And here's my new golf swing. Five years ago, I started a YouTube channel, and I wanted to improve my golf swing by using Ben Hogan's 5 lessons. Well, guess what? It worked. And along the way, I picked up over 8 million views on YouTube, and I learned how to shoot under par. Unbelievable, right? Well, the great news is I have a brand new instructional video called The Hogan Code. In this video, I break down everything that I learned over my long journey to learn to swing like Ben Hogan. And now you can learn the very same techniques that I used to become the golfer I always wanted to be.